Ok. Oh my god, deja nu-mi place, frate. Deja urăsc asta.
Dude! No.
2 winters back, just days before Christmas, they uploaded a clip that had nothing to do with lipstick or contour. Their security camera, pointed at the front gate of their remote house, caught a stranger in midnight black robes.
What the fuck?
Hood up, face lost in shadow, the figure drifted.
Stai așa. Trebuie să închid geamul ca să fie mai horror. Să fie mai horror în chat. Bine, cred că tot se vede destul de luminos încă. Cam lampa asta care sincer mă ajută mult. Dar știți ce vreau să zic. Hai, let's go.
Along the fence line, slow, like it already knew the way.
Pentru mine nu e așa de
It
mult,
stopped,
vedeți-mă.
turned toward the lens, and held that stare. No words, no hurry, just silent claim. The channel never brought it up again. One post, then gone. The hooded watcher hasn't shown up since, but the questions linger. Who roams someone else's property dressed like a funeral ghost? What did they want? And why choose the week Christmas lights go up? The footage is still out there, buried in the channel's feed, waiting for anyone brave enough to press play
general
with the
chiar poate să
lights
fie un om,
off.
gen nu-i neapărat horror asta.
I was wandering the woods near Williamsburg, Virginia, when an old log cabin caught my eye. I raised my phone, shot a burst, 30 frames in a single heartbeat, then kept hiking. Later that night, I flipped through the images. 29 showed nothing but empty windows and peeling wood. Number 30 stopped me cold. In the top right pane, a face pressed against the glass, gray skin, hollow eyes, mouth open like it was mid-scream. No one had been inside. The cabin was padlocked, dust thick on the threshold. Same second, same camera, same angle. Yet only one frame captured it. I've zoomed in 100 times, tried every filter, even returned to the cabin. Never saw that face again. So what blinked into view for a single snap? Camera glitch, or somebody still trapped behind that window waiting for the shutter to click just once more?
What the fuck?
You know that prickly feeling when someone's watching you? That's how our first week in the cabin started. The trees felt closer at night, like they leaned in to listen. I joked about it until we set up a camera facing our bedroom window. 3 nights later, we hit play. There he was.
Creeper de pe Minecraft. What? Stop! Dacă așa ceva mi s-ar întâmpla mie, I swear to fucking God, o să-mi cumpăr pistol și mă sinucid. N-ai cum. Coaie, uite-te. Bă, m-aș pișa pe mine de frică în momentul ăla, m-aș pișa pe mine de frică, ești nebun? Coaie,
no mask, no hurry, just staring in, eyes steady as stone, like he'd paid for front row seats to our lives. He didn't flinch when the wind kicked up, didn't even blink at the camera's tiny red light. He just watched. My boyfriend threw on his jacket, stormed outside, and called out. The guy didn't run. He simply turned, hands in his pockets, and strolled back into the timber like it was the most natural thing in the world. Next morning, he knocks on our door. "Sorry about last night," he says, soft voice, polite smile. No real reason for why he'd been outside our window at 2 a.m. So now we drink coffee with the curtains closed and double-check the locks before bed, wondering what's worse, a stranger lurking in the dark or a neighbor who thinks that's normal.
Okay.
You turn off the engine, step out into the crisp forest air, and the cabin sits there, quiet, almost inviting. Your boots crunch on the gravel path, and that's when you see him. A clown, full white face, crimson grin, and a stained ruffle collar, emerges from between the pines. He doesn't speak. He just tilts his head, slow and deliberate, like he's sizing you up. You freeze, heart pounding. Every slasher film you've ever watched comes rushing back in a single icy wave. Then he waves a key ring. "Welcome," he says, voice muffled behind rubbery lips. Turns out he's the cabin's owner. He laughs like this is the most normal thing in the world, patrolling his own woods dressed for a nightmare circus. Now tell me, does knowing he owns the place make any of this less disturbing? Or does it make it worse? Because suddenly it's not a prank, it's a lifestyle, and you're spending the weekend on his turf. So, keep the reservation, or grab your bags, slam the car into reverse, and pray the clown stays in the trees. I was just a tourist, killing time on the sidewalk when I snapped a quick photo of the old courthouse in Oklahoma. Thought nothing of it, just stone arches, dusty brick, late afternoon sun. That night I zoomed in. There, behind the highest arched window, stood a woman in snowy white lace. Pale face, dark eyes, gown spilling to the floor. No mannequins live up there, no tour displays, nothing but empty air. At least, that's what the locals claim. They whisper about the lady in white, the restless bride who never left the halls. Some say she paces after midnight, waiting for a groom who never showed. All I know is the window was supposed to be vacant, except in my photo she's looking straight at me.
Poate a fost doar o statuie, două.
We rented a cheap cabin to get off the grid. By the second night, something kept scraping across the attic boards, slow drags, like claws testing the wood. We tried to laugh it off, but the sound crept back every time the fire died. Finally, Liam grabbed a broom and jabbed at a loose plank overhead.
Hágale, pero hágale suavecito. Espere. Hágale.
Vai de pula mea, eu nu mă mai las să-mi bag piciorul. Vai, nici măcar mi-a dat jumpscare, dar deodată... Bă, frate, eu când mă sperii, băi, din cauza că eu mă bag prea tare, gen, în poziția lor, bă, mă jur, frate. De ce m-a închis geamul? Uitați-vă ce față avea.
The board lifted a hair, just enough. A face slid into view, chalk white and warped, lips pulled wide as if the skin had dried that way. Its eyes were flat, no shine at all, yet somehow it felt like they saw everything. The face hovered there for one breath, then vanished into the dark above. We didn't argue, didn't look twice. We stuffed our gear into half-zipped backpacks, bolted to the car, and left the lights blazing behind us. None of us has said we're scared of cabins now, but no one's booked another weekend in the woods either.
Doamne, deci...
We hiked to the old ruin after dark, flashlights slicing the trees. Inside, dust floated like ash, and the air smelled wet, almost rotten. We snapped photos as we went, just in case anything weird showed up later. Back home, I scrolled through the shots. One picture stopped me cold. Two faces, one on top of the other, stared out from the gloom. The top was a woman, thin lips, hollow eyes, hair drifting like she was underwater. Beneath her hovered an older man with a thick white beard and a frown carved deep as bark. Their heads overlapped perfectly, like they were sharing the same body. The hallway was pitch black when we took that shot, yet their features are clear, too clear for a camera hiccup. No dust specks, no motion blur, nothing to explain it away. Maybe it's a trick of the light, but I can't shake the feeling we caught two people who never left that building, and they noticed us first. Stepanka was half listening to her cousins, scrolling through the live CCTV on her phone. The front yard feed.
Doar un pic, stați așa.
Feed looked normal until a tall, motionless shape appeared beside the hedge. She zoomed in, expecting a trick of the light. Instead, the figure thickened, its outline smoothing into a solid sheet of white that hovered just above the grass. No face, no limbs,
What the
just a
fuck?
glowing torso staring straight at the camera.
Da, dar poate era doar
Her
un stâl
pulse
sau un omule.
spiked. She ran outside, tried to stand where the ghost had been, matched the porch light angle. Nothing. Over the next week, she replayed the clip, dragged family out with flashlights, recreated every scenario she could think of. The camera never glitched. The shape never returned. Call
Oh,
it bad
fuck.
pixels if you want, she says, but pixels don't float and they definitely don't watch you back. The footage sits on her phone now. She keeps it muted and won't open it after dark. The mystery? Still wide open and still
What
waiting in
the
that single
fuck?
silent frame. We booked a quiet Airbnb for a weekend escape. Just trees, fresh air, no neighbors for miles. When we stepped inside, the place felt normal, until we hit the living room. There, behind the couch, was a tiny window. It was sealed shut and stared into pitch black nothing, like the
What
house
the
had a basement no
fuck?
one talked about. Curiosity won. We checked every room and found a small trapdoor under a bedroom rug. It opened with a groan and breathed out cold, damp air. Phone flashlights on, we climbed down. A narrow tunnel stretched ahead. The walls were smeared with dark, rusty streaks. Looked a lot like dried blood. Halfway through, I kicked something metal. An old mask, iron, pitted, shaped like a screaming face. Who wore that down here? We kept going. At the end stood a single room, barely lit by a dying bulb. In one corner, a mannequin. No clothes, no eyes, just blank skin pointed right at us, like it had been waiting. We bolted upstairs and called the owner. He promised an explanation, and then vanished. No follow-up, no refund, nothing. So if you ever find a sealed window in an Airbnb, leave it sealed. Some views aren't worth the look. Omer and two buddies rolled up to a lonely cabin. Locals swore it was haunted, but they wanted proof. The place felt normal until they hit the kitchen.
That looks like
candle
blood.
wax or food.
It's in shape of a heart. See that?
Yeah, that's weird.
There's a door that leads to a basement where this entity hides. Look, it's right here. Check this out. Look at it. Look. There's salt at the bottom.
Oh, they are not playing, huh?
There was this line of salt at the bottom, and I don't know what this is supposed to do for spirits, but whatever it does, it didn't work for this spirit. And then check this out. A two-way deadbolt, it only pissed it off even more.
Did they say that this works?
They didn't tell me anything about the salt, but I assume that's why it's there.
Huh.
Wait a minute. Do you think that sound that we heard before we got in here came from...
Hey, check it.
What? Oh, there's scratch marks.
There's
Look at
like
this.
claw marks and shit.
Dude, this is for real, bro. This is for real.
Oh no, we've seen some shit like this before, and it's not good.
You know what's
Okay,
crazy too? I
like-
mean, a lot of people miss stuff like this, but these doors are crosses.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I
Okay.
miss.
There, on the basement door, was a heart drawn in something dark and sticky. Looked like dried blood. A thick line of salt circled the frame, and deep claw marks raked the wood like whatever was down there had fought to get out. Or in. They powered up the spirit box. Static hissed, then a single word burst through. Run. Footsteps pounded beneath the floor. The door shuddered. metal latch rattling like teeth.
That sounded like a kid. Look, you got bunk beds in here. It's like a kid's room.
So we're upstairs on the landing, like the very top of the steps, and Casey's startled, I'm startled, I turn around, and I know for a fact my camera caught it.
Not what I envisioned. This.
Oh, what the was that?
Dude! No. Yo! No.
A cold draft swept the hall, smelling of iron and soil. That was it. Cameras down, gear still recording, they sprinted outside, piled into the van, and didn't stop driving until city lights drowned the trees. No outro, no follow-up trip. Some doors stay locked for a reason. A Reddit poster swears something is wrong with their share cabin garage. For almost a year, rusty red footprints keep showing up on the ceiling, always a single right foot, never a left. They shift. One night the print hovers over the car, a few days later it's near the door. Sometimes it vanishes, only to reappear in a new spot like it walked across the rafters while nobody watched.
What?
Friends thought it was a trick, until they compared phone photos snapped on the same afternoon. Each picture showed the footprint in a different place. No one admits to climbing up there, and there's no ladder tall enough inside the garage. So either someone's pulling off the most committed prank in cabin history, or something you can't see is pacing overhead, leaving one bloody mark at a time. Dante set a CCTV camera by the garage the night his cat vanished. Around midnight, he was lifting weights when the motion alarm pinged. The garage light flicked on, framing him in harsh white. Everything beyond the doorway stayed black. Then something slid into view. Top right corner, drifting like smoke. Human-shaped but see-through, edges shimmering. It glided halfway across the camera's frame and froze, head cocked toward the garage like it was looking for someone. The clip cuts there. No exit, no trace, just darkness swallowing the spot where the figure hung. Dante still doesn't know where the cat went, or what followed it home. Hannah kept hearing light knocks above the bedroom ceiling, too soft for rats, too steady for pipes. Every night, the hair on her arms stood up as if someone was watching from the attic.
Here, use this. And just like open it and like put my camera in there. See if you can see any cameras or human beings.
One afternoon, she grabbed her phone, slid a chair under the hatch, and snapped a picture through a splintered gap. The flash lit up a slice of darkness. And for a second, she swore she saw a pale face pressed against the beams. No eyes, just bone-white skin and the curve of a grin. Shaking, she called maintenance.
How long have you been here, living here?
A year and a half. Yeah. There's a lot?
I saw all droppings,
Oh my god.
but very old.
Yeah, this is the first time I heard anything and it sounded kind of loud. But it came from behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The repair guy poked around, shrugged, and swore the space was empty. Nothing up there but dust, he said, climbing down. Yet the knocking never stopped. Days later, Hannah's brother went up with a flashlight.
What do you see?
Hannah,
What? What?
there's a beer can up there.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
Yes.
No, there's
Back
not.
there. Like a crushed beer can, like empty.
What was that?
I don't know.
There's been someone in the attic. I can't.
Near the opening, right where the sound had echoed, sat a single tin can, clean, upright, like someone had placed it there as a signal. Now, every time the attic creaks, Hannah wonders, was that face just a trick of the flash, Or is someone still waiting behind the rafters, knocking to be let out? John, Josh, and Tim slipped into an abandoned farmhouse after dark. They split up. John worked the ground floor, Josh smoked on the porch, Tim crept upstairs to test the creaking boards. John's camera swept past the staircase. Later, when they replayed the footage, they froze.
All right, guys. We've got the K2 meter over here in this window. We're getting things set up. Alright. And then in here, we got Josh on the porch.
A tall black silhouette leaned
Allora,
against
noi
the
era oggi-
banister. The flashlight lit the wood a
Bro.
clear brown, yet the figure's legs stayed
Allora,
pitch
genera
black,
prova su Surprinse
swallowing
dall'ordine.
every ray. It wasn't Josh. He never left
Voilà.
the porch. It couldn't be Tim. He was still upstairs, warning that the floor might cave.
Păi
None
da,
of them
adică
noticed the
a
shape
fost
in
timp,
real
what the
time.
fuck? Ok,
Only on the
asta e
playback
stupid,
did
bro.
it stare back,
Asta e
silent,
stupid, gen.
solid,
Legile e foarte
uninvited.
stupid asta.
So who or what was standing beside John in that empty hallway? The ghost crew went back to that boarded-up farmhouse for an all-night stakeout. While they tiptoed through dusty rooms, one camera caught a single, heart-stopping flicker in the attic window.
Look at the attic right there, bro. That place is so creepy, man. Yeah. Next to that room, too.
Two eyes lit like coals, watching every move. None of them saw it in real time. Later, in the kitchen, they rolled out a Ouija board. The air turned thick, hard to breathe. Shadows shifted. The planchette jerked on its own, and a low knock echoed from upstairs.
Hair dragging, like walking, dragging. You okay? Come on. What happened?
Ce s-a întâmplat, frate?
What happened?
Something just pushed me.
You okay?
I don't know why I'm holding this thing right now. I feel like stuck right here.
You want to take it away from me?
I feel stuck.
You want to take it away? You okay? Let's get out of here, bro. It's not gonna get any better.
I feel stuck.
Pick you up, dude. Says? Love.
We're getting out of here. We're getting out of here.
Yeah.
I'm scared shit out of me. No, I'm not okay.
You scared the crap out of. Oh, bro, look. Was that chair there? Nah,
What was that?
I don't know.
What was that?
Let's get out, bro.
Why is this here?
Yo, what's it? I think that's the one I heard the dragon earlier.
Why is this here? Get the.
Let's get out of here.
Where's my bag?
You got your bag there?
I should just leave it.
Oh,
Yo!
oh. What the was that?
Something just ran down the stairs.
Ce?
I'm getting out of here.
Wait, what?
Panic hit fast. Gear flew into backpacks, footsteps pounded the floorboards, and they sprinted for the door. Those burning attic eyes, still up there. No one's gone back to find out what owns them, and no one's in a hurry to try.
Damn, bro. Mamă, ce video mișto, să-mi va piciorul. Chiar a fost mișto video.